You know, it's a great win. We're 4-0. We're going to leave with the bye week next week. We're going to leave the month of September 4-0, which has put us, in a position we want to be in. We talk about we want to compete for championships. Here it is. We're going to head into October, still in a position to do that. And we got a lot of improving we have to do on both sides of the ball. But we'll get a lot of that fixed in the bye week this week. Wasn't real happy with our overall performance today, but you won the game. There, 50% of the people in the country are very sad right now, and we get to be happy. And with this win, South Alabama, give them credit, they played hard. You knew that coming in. Their kids played hard, and they're building a good program down there. And it showed that tonight, how they competed on the field out here tonight. So, question.
If you got a question, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. I'll get a microphone to you.
Let's see, Joe, having to work. Well, better, you had to do some work right now.
Dan, in particular, the first half offense, I think you said on the radio you were embarrassed by it.
It was bad. Tyler was making bad reads. Weren't throwing the ball very well. Offensive line, just sloppy. So and some on us, with some bad calls, bad play calls. Just everything was, to me, what you don't want to do. When you get in these games, you want to come out, especially, a game you should win this game. You want to come out and play sharp and play crisp. And, we didn't do that in the first half at all. They went backwards a lot. It was some bad calls, bad execution. And Tyler, to me, Tyler was just off a little bit tonight. And we're fortunate. We put a lot on him. We're not throwing the ball well. To come up with a win is still big.
Coach, you talked about looking for Devin Bell to get his confidence back. Did you feel about him doing that?
He was perfect tonight on kicks. So we had Charlie came in on I want to give Charlie a shot. We're up, and Devin had done pretty well, and just to keep building those other guys in case there's an issue. But I think he did. Devin's. I've said from the beginning. When he's all of his misses were little easy misses. It wasn't like he shanked one into the student body, the student section, or any of that stuff. It was his plant foot a little too far, his swinging out of it. And I think as you can see tonight. His kicks are pretty solid all night long, and I think hopefully. Imagine this will give him some confidence moving forward and have him perform how we expect him to perform. Especially that's what we see at practice a lot.
Well, I almost lost my laptop there. Last week, the Troy game, the run spread offense, obviously South Alabama does the same. Were you more pleased with your defense and how they attacked, especially getting in the backfield as quick as they did tonight?
Yeah, I was. I think the defense played very well in the first half. I thought they played real well in the first half, and what we still have, the guys still have to understand. We play a bunch of players, start rotating a lot of guys in, and they got to come in and perform as well. And there's a standard of excellence that we expect from them as well. And they're young, a lot of young players, but they will learn that. They'll learn that as we move forward. Those young players playing, but the defense overall played, I thought, very well in the first half. Kind of went through the motions in the second half a little bit, and. Again, we got a win, which was big, and our one defense, only gave up a field goal on the day, but we still got to be better.
Nico Woodley a lot more active tonight than he has been for most of the season, I think. You see him kind of progressing.
I do. He's got to be a really good player for us. I think he made some plays, made a big interception today, made some big tackles. I think you remember that injury he had is not an easy injury. When you tear your Achilles, that's not an easy injury. So I think now you're finally starting to see him really comfortable back out there on the field, if that's the word, that he's back to being normal.
You were disappointed last week with your tackling. Do you think that improved tonight?
I do. I do. I didn't see us with as many missed tackles. I saw us just give up some silly passes with some missed coverages, but overall, especially with our runs in the game, I thought we were better tackling. We have a little too many yards after contact at times. Playing a little bit high as the game went on, but I think overall we tackled pretty well tonight.
I feel like your return game was as good as it's been all season.
Special teams coach did a good job today. He was terrible a couple of weeks ago, but you know what? No, I thought, overall, you look, Baker, with a 47-yard average, punting the ball. Kick returns. Overall, I don't have all of them on here, I don't think, but we're pretty solid. Our kickoff coverage, very good. Our punt coverage, very good. Punt returns, very good. I do think that was a bright spot. Now what we got to do is moving forward is kind of put it all together. I think you look, our defense played well when our one defense was in there most of the night. Our special teams played well, offense was poor. We haven't still haven't played our complete game yet, on all three phases. And fortunately, though, every time we step on the field, we've played 2 or 3, and that's been enough for us to win.
Thoughts on how this offensive performance, you feel about it going into a bye week? Do you like now having 2 weeks to kind of fix these problems? Or
yeah, we're going to grind on our guys a little bit, and I think there's just some focus and some little things out there that, we have to get corrected. And a lot. I think, when you look, Tyler had some open receivers that we missed tonight. Though we haven't missed as much. Last week we were dropping some. This week we kind of overthrew some people. But, some other guys just, the young guys got to continue to improve, got to continue to make plays. And, but it is nice, the nice part is, and when you go to make adjustments and you're 4-0, it's an easier feeling for the guys. They understand that, if we can go undefeated through the month of October, we're going to be in a great position.
Concerns of not having a game, though, making that focus worse?
No. I do think we have some older guys that will help, and we're going to work on getting some guys, healthy. You look at this; it's almost the midpoint of the season. If you go back from training camp through Thanksgiving weekend, or the first weekend in December, hopefully. You look at that, you're almost at the midpoint of the season. So we need to get everybody's kind of bodies back, get rested, get ready to roll, and it's going to be it's going to be a big 8-week grind, or 9-week grind coming up.
You hit on it there. Looking back at last year, all the injuries you guys suffered at this point, with the offensive line, you mentioned all the bad things you want to get corrected, but is that the thing going into this bye week, looking at it's good that we're all healthy and we got all our starters still up?
Yeah, and there's parts of that in the bye. There are parts of guys that do need to be very rested up during the bye time. You would have to play Tobias tonight again. He didn't play again tonight. So hopefully, because of this grind, this stretch coming up, it was good for us that he was able to rest. There are guys that will get a bunch of rest, and there are guys that will get a bunch of reps this week. And, John Banks will probably get a little bit more rest than reps. Emerson Love's going to get more reps than rest. So, by position, we're going to manage that throughout this week to get guys ready for the next part of the season.
Dan, 4th game, PJ is set out. Can you enlighten us any further on what that deal is?
No. He's still indefinitely suspended.
Anybody else?
I know you probably have to look at the film to get through this and everything, but the Tyler overthrowing, was it the offensive line breaking down at times? Do you think he was just...
Yeah, you know what I do? They gave a couple looks we hadn't seen before. And a couple of our guys, I don't know if it's finishing blocks or what it was. I think there's a combination. He's holding the ball a little bit too long at times out there today. And, really, I think just flat missed some throws. And, the great thing, like I said, is he hopefully, like with practice, he's going to have an off day every once in a while, but he has a lot more on days than off days. And when he has a little bit of an off day, for us to still win is big. And hopefully he's got that out of his system. That was his off game for the year.